Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Ernest. In this quick tutorial, I'm going to show you how to install Git in your Windows PC. So let's get started. Head over to your favorite browser and search for download Git. And then you can go with the first results right here. Here on the Git website, you can switch along the tabs right here to download for any specific operating system that you're working with. But in this video, we're going to be working with the Windows operating system. And I'll click this option that says click here to download the latest. And also you have to take notes that I'm running an x64 PC. So you have to take notes and also check if you're running an x64 PC. So I'm going to click here to download. And of course, the download has just started right here. And here we go, the download is complete. So I'm going to click on the file to go ahead to install the file. And of course, I'm going to grant the permission. Yes. And now we are onto the installation wizard. You can go ahead and read their terms and conditions. I doubt if anyone ever had to read that. I'm going to click on next. And here is the default setup path. If I'm not happy with it, I can click on browse and select another path for it. But I'm happy with it, so I'm going to click on next. I have some couple of boxes right here. Some are pre-selected while the other ones are still unselected, such as the add additional icons on the desktop. Of course, I will need that. So I'm going to select that. And this one says check daily for Git for Windows updates. Of course, I'll need that as well. Add a Git bash profile to Windows Terminal. Of course, I'll need that. So basically, I'll select all the options right here and I'll click on next. And for the program shortcut, it's going to be Git. If I'm not happy with that, I can click on browse to reset that. But I'm happy with that. I'm going to click on next. And it's asking me to choose the default editor that will be used by Git. By default, it's set to use Vim. I'm going to click here and I'm going to set it to use Visual Studio Code as Git's default editor right here. Because I already have the Visual Studio Code and I love using the Visual Studio Code. If you don't have that, you can simply leave it at the default, which is the Vim. You can see the Vim right here, but in this case I'm going to leave it to use the Visual Studio Code as Git's default editor, and I'm going to click on next. And here it says adjusting the name of the initial branch in new repositories, and by default it's set to let Git decide its default branch name. For example, to use master for the initial branch, or you can as well choose the override, and then you go ahead and type, for example, choose the override right here and go ahead and type what is going to be the initial branch. Since I'm already used to using the master right here, the master word, I'm going to leave it at let Git decide, and I'm okay with that. I'll click on next. And on this window, we are going to be adjusting our path environment. By default, it's set to Git from the command line and also from third-party software. Of course, I'm going to like that, and it's also the recommended option right here for me. So I'm going to leave that as recommended, and I'll click on next. And for the SSH executable, I'm going to leave it to use bundle open SSH, and I'm going to click on next. For the HTTPS transport backend, I'm of course going to use the native Windows secure channel library, and I'll click on next. On this window as well, I'll click on next. I'll leave it at the default. The use Minty right here, of course, I'm going to use that. I'll click on next. And for the default behavior, if you git pull, it's going to use the fast forward or merge. I love that. I'm going to leave it at the default, and I'll click on next. For the credentials, I'll use the Git credentials manager, and I'll click on next. And I'm going to leave the file system caching enabled, and I'll click on next. Oh yeah, that's the last step. So I click on install, and it's installing the package. And now we're good to go. The setup wizard is done and the installation is complete. And right here we can check this to launch Git bash, and of course I'm gonna uncheck this and I'll click finish. Here we go, Git bash is up and running. You can see that Git bash is up and running, guys. So you can go ahead and make your commands. Let's say ls, and of course here we go. So that's the end of this video. On my next video, I'm going to show you how to install Cloud Code on Windows PC. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you have any question, leave it in the comment section. And if you're new to my YouTube channel, hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification. I'll see you in the next one.